You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Get 0% interest for up to 3 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. I'm Gina Della from Pella. Pella's free in-home consultations make replacing or redesigning your windows and doors easy. We go beyond just measuring and handing you a quote by listening and educating you on all of your product options. And with DesignWorks, you can see what your home will look like before you buy. Order by March 31st to get 0% interest for up to 3 years. Set your free consultation at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply.
The super successful Mind Chef restaurant in Hartford is hiring positive professional servers and bartenders. Full or part-time, you'll make great cash. Parents and grandparents, tell your kids. Inquire today and start next week. Visit mindchefrestaurant.com today.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. The best time to plan a funeral is when you don't have to. Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Inspired Closets. Spring cleaning, let's tackle that cluttered garage. Inspired Closets helps you calm the chaos, not just inside your home, but outside. Call my friends Katie and Dan today. Let them help fix your garage with increased storage, easy-to-reach hooks and baskets, custom cabinets, and more. They come out for a free visit, listen to your needs, and use their 3D software to customize a space that helps manage your world. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets and garages. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GIFT for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. That's promo code GIFT.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 6 o'clock, it's 41 degrees and clear in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jack Grau. One dead and a child is in the hospital after a crash in Milwaukee yesterday. It happened near Sherman and Villard. Milwaukee police say a driver ran a red light on Villard, hitting another car. The impact flipped the second vehicle, which collided with a third car and a police squad. The 55-year-old driver of the second car died, and his 11-year-old passenger is expected to survive. Charges are pending for the original driver, who was arrested on the scene. It's been almost 9 months since Act 12 increased funding for every Wisconsin municipality. Senior research associate at the Wisconsin Policy Forum, Ari Brown, tells WTMJ spanning the state which cities are benefiting the most.
You're seeing much larger increases for specifically the municipalities that have populations under 1,000. They're seeing very significant increases relative to most other municipal governments.
While Milwaukee received a 10% funding increase and raised the sales tax, every other municipality received at least 20% more funding from the state. And Wednesday, the House voted 339 to 85 to approve a set of bills which will extend funding for some federal agencies through September. The spending package is the first of two needed to fully resolve the issue of government funding and still needs to be approved by the Senate to avert a partial government shutdown by the end of the week. CBS News correspondent Robert Costa has more.
The House of Representatives has passed a funding package that would avoid a partial government shutdown set to take effect on Friday. The legislation now heads to the U.S. Senate. Negotiators are still working to reach an agreement on another set of bills that would avoid a full shutdown.
The Senate is expected to pass the bills and send them to the president's desk. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources losing a significant amount of power to punish polluters. The 2nd District Court of Appeals ruled the DNR cannot force polluters to clean up contamination of forever chemicals without limits passed by the legislature. The case originated when Oconomowoc-based dry cleaner Leather Rich Inc. discovered their property contaminated with potentially hazardous substances. The DNR ordered the business to test its groundwater for chemicals, and Leather Rich responded by suing the DNR, saying they had no basis to do so. Attorney General Josh Kaul says the DNR will ask the state Supreme Court to review the decision. And free EV charging is now available at a nature preserve in southeast Wisconsin. 2 charging stations are available at the Newell and Ann Meyer Nature Preserve near the village of Eagle, thanks to the Nature Conservatory. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Siding Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 6:03.
So there are some things all real estate agents do, and there are certain things some agents do. Most of us are full service. Some charge 6% commission for full service. We charge 3.9%. But one person's full service isn't exactly equal to the others. And it's important that you know there is a difference. You're going to want an agent who is reliable, responsive, that feels like they're working for you to live up to all the expectations you have when hiring a full-service agent. You'll find that at Benefit Realty, where you pay less for full service. This is Angela Calais with Benefit Realty. When it comes to getting the peak price for your home sale, it's all a matter of eyeballs. The more people we get your home listing in front of, the more opportunities arise. At Benefit Realty, we are ultra confident in promising you maximum exposure to your listing. We want to sell it fast and for as much as we can for you. That way, all sides win. And I have to believe that's why we've achieved the strong growth that we have. Maximum exposure means maximum home sale value. Benefit-realty.com.
With all the positive Google reviews continuing to pour in for Rich Lawn's Tire and Service Centers, we want you to know we appreciate you.
You were due for service, we delivered, and then you went the extra mile and wrote a few kind words about the service you experienced.
Yeah, thank you so much. Michael, Glenn, Jeff, Lisa, Carol, Jason, John,
Wait,
Michelle,
hang on a second,
Ryan.
Dad. As fun as it may be to name every single person who's ever left us a Google review, there just isn't enough time. We get 60 seconds, and I'd say we've got about 28 left.
Ah, good point, Courtney.
Listen, we appreciate every last one of you for helping us maintain a nearly 5-star Google rating. And we're going to keep on shooting for the stars, especially when it comes to providing top-notch auto repair service.
Yep, and remember, be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you've got good tread on your tires. Peter, Bruce, Samantha, Kimberly, Nick, Heather,
Oh,
Marissa,
Dad.
George, Jeremy, Diane, Brad, Paul.
Rich Lawns.
Time for a WTMJ sports update. The Brewers faced off against the Cleveland Guardians today and had a final score of 3-3. Up next, the Brewers will take on the Chicago White Sox and the Oakland Athletics next. And tonight, the Brewers start a gauntlet of California teams. They'll take on Steph Curry's Golden State Warriors at 9. Stay on WTMJ for all of your Brewers and all of your Bucks coverage. Taking a look at your roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. Definitely seeing some problem areas, especially on 94 East and West, concentrated around the stadium interchange. Got a situation on 94 East beyond the ramp from 84th Street. That left shoulder is blocked due to a disabled vehicle, resulting in some slowed traffic. And then on the southern side of Milwaukee County on 94 North, about a half mile beyond Howard Avenue, that right shoulder is blocked due to a disabled vehicle. Definitely in the thick of commuting home traffic right now.
Traffic is sponsored by Hall Mazda Milwaukee. Visit hallmazdamilwaukee.com.
Be our eyes on the roads. Report accidents, slowdowns, and road conditions to the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. Your WTMJ 5-day forecast hitting a low of 36 this evening with more clouds. On Thursday, going to be feeling some lake effect with a high of 44 degrees by the lake and 48 degrees inland. Temperatures are going to stay in that range for the rest of the week as we get into the weekend. On Friday, a chance of rain and possibly some snow with a high of 43. On Saturday, a chance of showers early and a high of 43. And on Sunday, a high of 48. If you're in Madison, you're feeling 44 degrees and partly cloudy. In Green Bay, 38 degrees and clear. In Waukesha, 45 degrees and clear. Right here in Milwaukee, 41 degrees with only a couple clouds in the sky. I'm Jack Grau, Siding Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 6:07. Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Good evening.
evening. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. And Women's History Month in full swing, and some good news for Wisconsin arts and culture organizations are what's on tap tonight, including some conversations about Val R. Phillips and the impact that she has made. A very interesting story from World War II times from Judge Derek Mosley. Also, good news for the 3rd Ward and being considered a very hot spot for public art. And because it is Women's History Month, an appropriate song for the song that you need to hear tonight. But I really am excited to start with good news from WisconsinHumanities.org. They are a group that awards grants, and I love that their grant program supports the specific ideas and dreams that come from locally grounded organizations. And they just announced today that they have given out major grant awards totaling nearly $70,000 to 7 different projects around Wisconsin in Barron County, Eau Claire County, Marathon, Milwaukee, Walworth, Washington, and Winnebago counties. And it's all to foster positive change, amplify existing initiatives, cultivate partnerships, and what I think art can do is facilitate meaningful dialogue to strengthen and support the civic and social fabric of Wisconsin. It really can build bridges and create understanding. So I want to share with you some of these really interesting projects that now have gotten grants from Wisconsin Humanities, starting with UW Oshkosh and Wisconsin's Mariachis Academia Popular, building community through Mexican-American cultural appreciation. You know, the sound of mariachi music just almost puts a smile on your face immediately and kind of puts you in the mood to enjoy some tasty food. But the program at UW Oshkosh to connect artists, youth, world-class musicians, academics, and the community at large around the growing influence of mariachi folk music in the state of Wisconsin, with free public events in Oshkosh and Appleton that will explore and celebrate the local histories of multinational histories of mariachi musicians and the influence of mariachi music in film and language instruction, and just the different ways that mariachi music has brought about cultural awareness, social inclusion, and improved communication within multicultural communities. That is one of the grants. Another grant going to the Indigenous Nations Poets for #LanguageBack, poetry as a tool of Indigenous language revitalization, which has been a big topic, especially in light of Killers of the Flower Moon, which is the Martin Scorsese film that is nominated for Academy Awards, and Lily Gladstone herself being the first Indigenous woman nominated for an Academy Award. And this project is going to support a series of day-long writing workshops centered on creating poetry, often collaboratively. So congratulations to the Indigenous Nations Poets for getting one of these Wisconsin Humanities grants. The Hmong American Center also getting a $10,000 grant for classes, language classes, traditional dance classes, to increase a broader cultural awareness of the local Hmong population in Wausau. And the Hmong American Center is going to coordinate tours of an exhibit called From Laos to America. And in Barron County, the Historical Society there getting a $10,000 grant for interwoven roots and routes, Somali and Scandinavian heritage events in Barron County. And those are two cultures I would not necessarily imagine were linked. But this grant is going to support a cross-cultural collaboration, highlighting the connections and building relationships between Scandinavian American and Somali American neighbors in Barron County. Pioneer Village is partnering with the nearby Somali Museum of Minnesota to host school field trips, and the Barron Public Library is going to have a craft workshop featuring Somali finger weaving styles alongside Scandinavian finger weaving styles. Again, I wouldn't have thought that there would have been that kind of a connection, but that's fun to explore, and also a summer cultural festival to look forward to. And Museum of Wisconsin Art getting a $10,000 grant from Wisconsin Humanities for an exhibition, Ho-Chunk Black Ash Basketry. Kind of goes back to finger weaving. And UW Eau Claire, the Ruth Foster Gallery, is getting a grant to exhibit Chicago, Mexico City-based artist Sofia Moreno's Flores Nocturnes, Blooming at Night, as a way to cultivate awareness and public discussion on trans histories, experiences, and human rights in the Chippewa Valley. And the last grant of these 7 Wisconsin Humanities grants is $10,000 going to rural Wisconsin, and that is supporting the filming of a documentary that explores the lives of seniors in Waushara County, growing older in a rural Wisconsin county. So there is good news about our culture and creativity here in the state of Wisconsin. Thanks to Wisconsin Humanities for supporting these efforts. And if you're interested and you are involved in the arts, good news, April 15th is the next deadline to apply for grants. Just go to wisconsinhumanities.org. And we're going to learn about Vel Phillips and the celebration of what would have been her 100th birthday this year. Celebrating Vel Phillips next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Once the final whistle blows, Bucks Talk with Justin Garcia is on the air.
Let's go, baby!
Recap every Bucks game, win or lose with Bucks Talk. Get the highlights, analysis, and preview the next matchup for the Bucks on their conquest for another championship.
We've talked about this team and their clutch metrics. Fourth quarter has to be your best quarter. And this team played that way, and they've continued to do that.
It's Bucks Talk with Justin Garcia, only here on the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
It's the last resort that comes with a grueling and painful recovery. And from what I've been told, it never really feels quite natural. A total knee replacement may make the pain you're living with eventually go away, but it opens up a Pandora's box of other possible issues. And that's why surgeons who really do care will tell you that it's a last resort. There are other surgeons who cry, "Replace! Replace!" But the physicians you'll find at Rejuvenex are primarily concerned with relief. And you may find out that the relief we give you helps so much so that you may not need to get that total knee replacement. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics. Our FDA-approved pain treatments aid inflammation and lubricate your joints. And in most cases, insurance has been shown to cover the costs. At Rejuvenex, we can alleviate your pain, and that'll rejuvenate your life.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Jesus said, "Destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up." Hello, this is Archbishop Listecki. Jesus boldly proclaims that his life is the temple that will be raised up, and nothing can destroy the sacrifice of his life on the cross. It is God's love freely given through his Son for our redemption. He offers his loving relationship in the Eucharist at Mass. It's Lent. Join us at Mass.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
I am Sandy Maxx. Welcome to What's on Tap. Women's History Month throughout the month of March is a great reason to dig into some names and people that, heck, you see around town. You might drive on Vel Phillips Way. And that street is named after a really significant woman who's made a big difference, not just as an African-American woman, but as a woman. She was very, very involved in politics and shaping our city and certainly standing up for fair housing. And it is wonderful that she is being celebrated. This year would have been her 100th birthday, and a chance to explore what she has meant to the city of Milwaukee and how her legacy is being continued. Would like to share with you a conversation that was on The Upswing with Jeff Sherman, one of our new WTMJ shows. He had Adam Bratz from Imagine MKE. He's the executive director there. And Corey Ampey from United Ad Workers. And Corey has been very involved in preserving the legacy of Vel R. Phillips. And here's some of that conversation.
Corey, I wanted to have you touch on all your work you've been doing for the Vel R. Phillips 100th birthday celebration that's taken place all across the city this year. Can you talk about some of those events?
Yeah, and even beyond the city. So I'm a proud member of the Vel Phillips Legacy Initiative Task Force, and our group, starting in 2020 in response to really direct requests after the protests in 2020 to have more representation at the state capitol. Governor Evers said, let's put together a task force, and we got bipartisan support, and the group has been working for 3 years now to fund and donate a sculpture that will be permanently placed in Madison on the Capitol grounds. and the sculpture will be of Val Phillips, which is really exciting. And so through that effort, we realized, so Val's birthday was celebrated just on February 18th. We had a big birthday party. The Milwaukee Art Museum really went all out. They had a free day. There was live music. There was a panel discussion, PBS documentary screening. We had a press conference. It was an amazing, very full day. And that really kicked off what we're calling the Year of Val Phillips. Mary Lou Canode has helped sort of orchestrate and pull all sorts of parties together who some were planning to celebrate Val and her legacy on their own independently, and others hadn't thought of it. And we kind of said, let's all get together and do this in unison. So it's been very exciting.
A wonderful celebration of the first African-American woman elected to statewide office as Secretary of State in 1978. So we look forward to that continued celebration and events. So I wanted to kind of end the conversation. We often, southeastern Wisconsin, the state of Wisconsin, we make all these lists, right? Best arts state in the world, or, best arts community ever. I think the latest one was Greater Milwaukee, and Waukesha made its debut on the Arts Vibrancy Index, a survey that examines the level of supply and demand, government support of the arts. 900 communities were in this, and Milwaukee and Waukesha made the list. But then the talk is usually that we're on the bottom rung of public support for the arts. So how do those two align? When we celebrate, and then sometimes we're like, oh, we don't have enough. I'm guessing you get that question a lot, Adam.
We get that question a lot. Is it, is Milwaukee and is Wisconsin arts vibrant? Does it have amazing artists and artisans and creatives and are amazing things happening here? Or is it that there isn't public support? There isn't robust public funding or support? And the answer is both things are true. Wisconsin ranks 50th in per capita public funding for the arts. In our neck of the woods, Milwaukee County and Milwaukee as a city are last in their respective categories in public and per capita public support of the arts. So we have a dire public funding situation that leads to a lot of challenges. And, not but, and we have amazing people here that do spectacular work day in and day out. We have an incredible philanthropic community that is largely on their own supporting the entire sector. And so we have the good and the bad. And it's important for us to celebrate our wins when we get put on a list like that and talk about, hey, we got great things going on here, but we also need to lift our voices and let people know that the public funding issue is a big issue and could lead to some serious complications in the near future, because without diversified streams of revenue that public support would bring in addition to contributed and earned revenue, we leave ourselves vulnerable to market conditions, to recession, to war, to whatever. And all signs point to our bubble of creative vibrancy being on the precipice of bursting. And we can't sustain this for much longer, and we need public support if we're going to continue to enjoy the amazing, vibrant, beautiful things that our artists and creatives do every day.
That is the voice of Adam Bratz. He is the executive director of Imagine MKE, giving us a reality check there. And he is very active in advancing the arts and culture here in Milwaukee and also in the state, part of the Action Wisconsin that you might have heard us talking about yesterday with Milwaukee Films' Kara Ogburn, which is Action Wisconsin is to lure more film production and TV production here to the state of Wisconsin as a way to be an economic and cultural boost. But Imagine MKE, there are 3 A's: advocate, amplify, and advance. So they're taking our cultural environment seriously. And then you also heard Corey Ampey from United Ad Workers, who is part of the Val Phillips Legacy Initiative. And Corey also mentioned a name that you might have heard before, Mary Lou Canode, who has been really involved in the art scene here in Milwaukee and was even part of Sculpture Milwaukee a few years ago. So I love the collaboration that is going on in this 100th anniversary of what would have been Val Phillips' birthday, organizations getting together. And in this year of Val Phillips, other ways that you can celebrate, go to Marquette University's Haggerty Museum of Art, because there is an exhibition called Dynamic Range Photographs by Bill Tennyson. That's on view through May 12th, and it's over 50 photos that capture Milwaukee's black community from the 80s through the 2000s, including images of Vel Phillips. So that is at the Haggerty Museum of Art on Marquette's campus, always free, and on exhibition through May 12th. And there are going to be 2 permanent tributes to Vel Phillips unveiled this summer, one in Madison on the state capitol grounds. That's the sculpture that Corey was talking about. And also in downtown Milwaukee, Vel R. Phillips Plaza. That's going to be right there on Wisconsin Avenue and Vel R. Phillips Avenue, what used to be 4th Street. So that will be improvements to our city and preserving her legacy. And for you readers, especially you young readers, Wisconsin Historical Society Press is going to release a book next year, a Vel Phillips biography for young readers, tentatively titled Valiant Vel Phillips and the Fight for Fair Housing. And not only is it going to be a book for middle school readers that's appropriate for ages 10 and up, but one of my favorite local artists, Aaron Boyd, is doing the illustrations. Aaron has been featured on the arts page on Milwaukee PBS and is a really energetic and prolific illustrator in our city, and I love that. And also planning celebrations of Vel R. Phillips later this year, to be announced, America's Black Holocaust Museum and the Woodland Pattern Book Center. And if you want to really get up to speed, PBS did a good documentary on Vel R. Phillips in about 2015, and you can stream that online at pbs.org. It's called Vel Phillips, Dream Big Dreams. And Mel Ricks, you see her on the sidelines at Milwaukee Bucks games. She has a tribute to another honorable poet during Women's History Month. That is next on What's on Tap.
Our new lineup on WTMJ is here. Starting at 5 a.m., the Midwest Farm Report with Pam Yonke. From 6 to 9 is Wisconsin's Morning News with Vince Petrano and Eric Bilstad. Starting at 9, the Political Power Hour with Steve Scafidi. At 10, catch the Upswing with Jeff Sherman. From 11 to 1, Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Metzik and Jessica Ty. From 1 to 3, catch Spanning the State with Kristen Bry. At 3, Wisconsin's Afternoon News with John McCure and Julia Fellow. At 6, What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx. And at 7, WTMJ at Night with Brian Noonan. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic and weather, on air, online, and on demand. Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Our mission is to protect and uphold our reputation. At Semper Fi, it's the banner we all march under, because the reputation we earn and uphold belongs to all of us. And without a strong reputation in the exterior remodeling business, you're here today and gone tomorrow. And when you've earned a good reputation, that's what makes the difference in value. It's the little extra that you get for the price. And that assurance is actually what counts the most, because it means the good money you're spending with us is not going to go to waste. A roof you can rely on, with a warranty that has a backbone, Craftsman quality airtight window and door installations, brick and stone masonry that's clean and sharp, and new siding that's been known to stop traffic. And it's all backed by a team that over the last 20 years have put a lot of heart and soul into building a reputation that you can believe in. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company.
We keep you safe, warm and dry, Semper Fi.
Losing sleep lately? The job, the house, the headlines, or investments? How about the feeling your investment partner isn't a partner at all? They might be operating in someone's best interest, but that someone isn't you. It's time for Annex Wealth Management. It's easy. Head to annexwealth.com, click the Get Started button. We work in your best interest as a fiduciary. That commitment runs so deep, we put it in writing. Does your advisor do that? Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management. Start at annexwealth.com.
I'm excited to be joined by my friend Jill Kreider. She is the president of Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Tell me kind of about the mission of Azura.
Our mission is to transform the culture of care, have a secure place, live a quality of life that maybe they don't have currently.
When I'm at an Azura facility, it feels like home.
Having team members that really care about people is number one.
Thank you for what you do for our community. Thank you for what you do for the people that live in the community.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Whether you're seeking endless sunshine, ancient landmarks, or scenic views, Fox World Travel can take you there.
We are proud to partner with outstanding cruise companies, including Holland America, Princess Cruises, Celebrity, and Royal Caribbean, to bring you unbeatable rates for your next cruise. Unleash your inner adventurer and book your dream cruise by visiting foxworldtravel.com or calling us at 866-GO-FOX-GO. Enjoy the freedom of unpacking once and set sail for adventure.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
The award-winning 1017 The Truth proudly celebrates Women's History Month. Listen to one of our incredible Truth teammates highlight the remarkable achievements of Black women throughout history.
Hey everybody, it's Melanie Ricks from the award-winning 1017 The Truth. For Women's History Month, I want to highlight Maya Angelou for the incredible impact that she had on society. Maya Angelou, of course, most famously known for her unique and pioneering autobiographical writing style. One of her most well-known publications, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, was written in 1969, and it's still relevant in the year 2024. Maya Angelou was an American author, poet, civil rights activist, and she rose to prominence with the writing of that incredible and historic piece. Miss Angelou was a storyteller. She was a truth teller. She was someone who was able to bring together different groups of people simply with written word. She was someone who spoke from experience and spoke from others' experience and made sure that all Americans knew the true Black experience, and she was never afraid to speak on it and to write on it from a place of sincerity, a place of hurt. To this day, Still I Rise is one of the greatest pieces of work that I have ever read. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? Because I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room? Just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hope springing high. Still, I'll rise. Thank you, Maya Angelou, for all of your contributions. Your impact is truly everlasting.
Tune in to The Truth as we celebrate the greatness of Black women all month long. The celebration of women's history on The Truth is sponsored by the Milwaukee Police Department.
Proud to share that with you from our sister station, 1017 The Truth. And Mel Ricks, like I said, you usually see her on the sidelines at the Bucks broadcast now and at Bucks games. And you can just hear it. You can feel it. And if you want to read some Maya Angelou, I highly recommend that. And we were just talking about PBS and documentaries. You can stream there. Maya Angelou and Still I Rise is a good one. You can stream that on PBS Passport, part of the American Masters experience. I am Sandy Maxx. Thanks for hanging out with me. We're going to continue to honor some important women who have made a difference during Women's History Month, including a story from Judge Derek Mosley about postal workers during World War II. That is next. But right now we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center with Jack Grau.
Good evening, Sandy. Milwaukee police are investigating a shooting near East Burleigh and North Buffman. The suspect in a vehicle fired several shots, striking the 40-year-old victim. The victim went to the hospital with non-fatal injuries. 8 students with minor injuries and 1 taken to the hospital after a dump truck crashed into a Waukesha school bus near Wolf Road and Moreland Boulevard. Waukesha police say around 34 students, along with the bus driver, were inside the bus at the time of the crash. 1 student went to the hospital for further evaluation. According to the preliminary investigation, police believe the truck did not stop for the red light and struck the side of the bus. The driver stayed on scene and cooperated with police. Guilty. A jury convicted movie weapons supervisor Hannah Gutierrez-Reed of involuntary manslaughter in the fatal shooting of cinematographer Helena Hutchins during a rehearsal on the set of the Western movie Rust. The verdict comes after an assistant director last year pleaded no contest to negligent handling of a firearm. Alec Baldwin, the lead actor and co-producer on Rust, was indicted by a grand jury in January on a charge of involuntary manslaughter. Taking a look at your roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving. Time saver traffic. Definitely still problem areas out on your roads right now. The biggest one that we're looking at Highway 59 West is closed at 104th Street because of a fire, and we're definitely seeing lots of stopped and slow traffic on 94 East and West coming out of the city. On 94 East, beyond the ramp from 84th Street, that left shoulder is blocked due to a disabled vehicle. It's resulting in a lot of slowed down traffic on that 94 East there. Definitely in the thick of commuting home traffic. And your WTMJ 5-day forecast, a low of 36 this evening with clouds. On Thursday, a high of 44 by the lake and 48 degrees inland. Temperature staying around there as we head towards the weekend. On Friday, a high of 43. On Saturday, a high of 43 with a chance of showers. And Sunday, a high of 48. I'm Jack Grau, citing Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 6:32.
Well, if you need flagstone for your new natural patio, Erickson's is the place to find it. We have the largest selection and 15 styles to choose from. And for decorative stone, Erickson's is your best choice. Our decorative stone is trucked in from all over the country. We buy straight from the quarry and cut out the middleman to keep your prices nice and low. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. So he said to me, "Boy, oh boy, do you got the boulders." And I said, "You betcha." And he said, "Do you mind if I cherry pick?" And I said, "Feel free. They're all beautiful and they're all granite. Sparkling pinks, blues, and grays from 4 to 36 inches. And they're all priced right because we buy direct from the source nationwide to give you the look you want." Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Steve and Ashley heard our radio ads over the years, and when it came time to buy their first home, clicked on the blue button. One of our senior loan consultants, Brad, sent them a credit-verified pre-approval the same day, and then upgraded to a rock-solid, fully verified and guaranteed pre-approval shortly thereafter. They made a couple offers without success, and then Brad told them about AccuNet's new property-specific pre-approval, where we might be able to include those magic words, "no appraisal required." When they wrote their next offer, several $1,000s over asking to make sure someone else didn't end up sleeping in their dream home, their property-specific rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval included that most powerful phrase, "no appraisal required," and the sellers picked Steve and Ashley's offer over several others. If you think all mortgage lenders and pre-approvals are the same, think again. Go with a local mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win and save money, too. Click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
Your nose is for breathing. Your mouth is for eating. And if you're breathing through your mouth, it's not because your body wants to. It's because it has to, because your nose isn't working properly. And although you've lived like this, it's no way to live, and it's having a significant impact on your life. I know you know this, and I know that taking action isn't always convenient. But at Advent, we've done all we can to make changing your life for the better as easy as possible. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. With tens of thousands of our patients, a thorough breathing triangle evaluation, along with a simple 20-minute in-office procedure called balloon sinuplasty, has opened their nasal passages, allowing them to breathe freely through their nose for good. And there's a good chance this procedure can do the same for you. We'll help you breathe through your nose again, and it will change your life.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
There you go. Respect. Aretha Franklin. It is Women's History Month, and exploring the impact of women who have used their strength, their smarts, their creativity to create progress culturally and historically. And it's been fun to learn stories. It's not always stuffy and stale. There are people who can tell some great stories, and one of those people in our own city is Judge Derek Mosley, former municipal court judge who now is the director of Marquette University Law School's Lubar Center for Public Policy Research and Civic Education, and he was a guest just last week on Spanning the State with Kristen Bry, new show here on WTMJ from 1 to 3 in the afternoon. And Judge Mosley tells this story about the 6 888s and Milwaukee woman Anna Mae Robinson.
So World War II is going on,
And if you're a soldier in World War II, you would be traveling all across Europe. So you might be in one town for an hour, you might be there for a couple of days. But while all this is going on, all of your loved ones back home are mailing you letters, postcards, little pieces of home, cake, and cookies. But they couldn't find all the soldiers because they were moving all around. So they just stuffed all these letters in bags in a warehouse. And so they decided we have to do something because morale was going low. People were forgetting who they were fighting for. And so they said, we need to start this new unit. So they came up with the 6888 Postal Battalion. And they go by the 688s. And it was an all-black, all-female unit who was trained just like regular soldiers, went through boot camp, never issued guns, but were still trained as soldiers. And they shipped them off to England to these warehouses to go through this mail. And so they go to the warehouse. The mail is up to the ceiling in these bags. And they come up with a system that the military still uses today.
Okay.
That name and serial number. There were 7,500 Robert Smiths. 7,500.
Different.
Different.
Not just like that one guy got a lot of letters.
No. 75 individual people getting mail. So they worked 3 shifts, 24 hours a day, processed 65,000 pieces of mail each shift, wound up doing a total of 17 million pieces of mail. Wow. And they got everybody their mail on time. They told them they have 6 months to do it. Those 800 women got it done in 3 months. It's just an amazing story.
That is an amazing story.
No fanfare, not in any history books, nothing. They got fanfare recently, but not then.
So they is estimated to do 6 months. They ended up spending 3 months there, and then they just came home?
Nope, they shipped them to France to do the same exact thing.
Oh, wow, okay.
And so they did that, and then they just came home, disbanded the unit, they came home, and that was it. No one even heard of them. And then maybe
Fast
3
forward.
years ago, Tyler Perry, Perry.
The big Tyler Perry.
Yeah, he hears the story and wants to start a movie about it, so starts researching it, puts it out. I see his post.
What's the name of the movie?
6888.
Okay.
Yeah, it's coming out this summer.
Okay, so I was going to say, it has not come out.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. And so I saw his post, and so I started researching it, found it, made it a post for my Black History Month posts. I get a call from this woman, and she's like, I saw your post on the 6888s. My mom's a 6888. I'm like, oh my goodness. And she's like, I got one better for you. She lives in Milwaukee. I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. And so she said, once you come in this Saturday, it's her 98th birthday, and she's going to get a proclamation from the mayor, and you should come. So I got to go meet her. Her name's Anna Mae Robertson, and she is amazing.
Tell me more about her.
Well, so I asked her, like, you processed 17 million pieces of mail. And she was like, we did? Because they just did our job. She said all they cared about was not to let down Black people at home, because they were worried that this was going to be a reason to not let Black soldiers work their way up in the ranks, because they can't do this work, the hard work. So those women carried on their shoulders the whole race, if you will, because they knew if they failed, it would affect everybody. And so they kept saying all the time, low morale, no mail, low morale. They just kept saying it over and over again while they processed this mail. It's an absolutely amazing story. And she lives here in Milwaukee.
Is she from Milwaukee? Originally?
She's from Milwaukee.
Born and bred.
Yep. And then she actually has a birthday next week, and when she turns 100 years old.
Big 100.
Yeah, here's the sad part, right? So there's 855 women who are part of this unit. There are only 4 still remaining. And one of those 4 is Anna Mae, who lives in Milwaukee. And it's just an amazing story that should be in Milwaukee history books for our connection, but also for what those women did as a result of. I posted that post. A woman I know sent me a message on my post that said, I spent time sitting reading letters that my mom and dad wrote to each other, or my grandfather and grandmother wrote to each other during the war. And to think that the 6888s helped get them that mail, she said it just brought me to tears. And that's what it's all about, right? That's why we need to teach our history.
I loved learning about the 6888s. Huge thank you to Judge Derek Mosley for telling that story on Spanning the State, the show with Kristen Bry, now 1 to 3 here on WTMJ. You can hear that full show and enlightening conversation on the Spanning the State podcast at WTMJ.com. And I love that this story, not only is it true, but it inspired Tyler Perry to make a film. It's supposed to come out on Netflix later this summer, and I looked it up. The cast includes Kerry Washington, who really is the star of the film, Oprah Winfrey, Susan Sarandon, Sam Waterston, Ebony Obsidian, just some of the cast. So maybe make a mental note. Maybe look on Netflix, and I don't know if you can put it on a wish list, but that will come out this summer, and what a pride point. And I find it amazing. Not only did they kick butt and get it done in 3 months here in the States, they're like, hey, you did such a great job, go to France. And then come back, and nobody knows the story. It's just fascinating, and that is why we have months like Black History Month and Women's History Month, so we can revisit these stories and give some credit where credit is due. Speaking of credit where credit's due, hey, we got another Pride Point here in Milwaukee. I'm going to tell you exactly where the 5th best arts district in the country is. Fresh news. That is next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Remember the ice storm of 76? We cooked frozen pizza with matchsticks. We used homemade aluminum foil solar panels to stay warm. And we were without power for 9 months. Or was it 9 days? I don't know. I was 5 years old, so my memory's a little fuzzy. Probably from all the frostbite. The point is, a prolonged period without power is no picnic. Fortunately, technology has improved significantly since 76. Today, we have backup emergency generators to keep power powering and furnaces furnacing when the weather gets wild. Call Mr. Holland's Home Services to schedule the installation of a brand new, high-efficiency gas furnace and AC or generator combo for a whole lot less than you'd typically pay. Plus, we make it easy to pay with up to 24 months interest-free financing with approved credit. 866-992-1717. Or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. If you're haunted by the spirit of 76, we can help.
It's the last resort that comes with a grueling and painful recovery. And from what I've been told, it never really feels quite natural. A total knee replacement may make the pain you're living with eventually go away, but it opens up a Pandora's box of other possible issues. And that's why surgeons who really do care will tell you that it's a last resort. There are other surgeons who cry,
Replace! Replace!
but the physicians you'll find at Rejuvenex are primarily concerned with relief. And you may find out that the relief we give you helps so much so that you may not need to get that total knee replacement. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics. Our FDA-approved pain treatments aid inflammation and lubricate your joints. And in most cases, insurance has been shown to cover the costs. At Rejuvenex, we can alleviate your pain, and that'll rejuvenate your life.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Getting up to 5% back is easy at Fleet Farm. Fleet Rewards members can earn up to 5% back on every purchase, in-store and online. The earnings stack up automatically. The more you buy, the more you earn. No rebates, no coupons, no hassles. And Fleet Rewards membership is easy, so sign up now and start earning up to 5% back on everything you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm. Some exclusions apply.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
I'm Sandy Maxx. It has been fun to have some good news to share this week. Yesterday, we talked about the Downer Theater reopening on the East Side, thanks to Milwaukee Film. Earlier on What's on Tap, shared with you the great news that Wisconsin Humanities awarded like $70,000 to 7 different arts organizations all around the state. And now we have more good news to share. Just announced the historic 3rd Ward is the number 5 arts district in the country, according to USA Today. Jordan DeChambray, the marketing director of Historic 3rd Ward Organization, was a guest on Wisconsin's Afternoon News with John Mercure and Julia Fellow, and this is part of that conversation and some of the cool news.
Hello, Jordan.
Hi there, how are you?
Excellent. Congratulations on this. When people ask you to describe the Third Ward, people who aren't familiar with it, and they should all get familiar with it because it's awesome, how do you describe the Third Ward?
Yeah. Here's the thing. It's all about culture, creativity, and cuisine in the Third Ward. We always think those are the three adjectives that really describe us. So when we were talking to USA Today about this award, it was interesting how they kept saying that it really is all about arts districts that culturally enrich their cities and those who visit. And we always feel like that's exactly the niche that we're trying to fill.
I think my favorite is Gallery Night. If people haven't been there, can you describe it?
Yeah, for sure. So Gallery Night has been around for several decades, but the historic Third Ward took it over about 15 years ago, and we are so excited to be bringing that to Milwaukee 4 times a year. We generally have 50 plus participating galleries and pop-up artists throughout the city of Milwaukee. So it's not just the Third Ward, but throughout the downtown area, the East Town, West Town as well. But it's a really great opportunity to come out and learn more about art, meet artists, tour galleries, which sometimes can be a little bit intimidating when there isn't an event going on. So it's a really great opportunity to better familiarize yourself with art.
Jordan Deschambre is with us on WTMJ. So the award that you won highlights the districts that contribute cultural enrichment to their cities. So it's more about how they're involved and how they become part of the fabric. And when I think of the Third Ward, I think about public art, and I think about things like that. Wow. How big a part is that in the Third Ward?
Oh my gosh, it's everything. It's everything to us. I mean, when you enter the Third Ward, one of the first things that you see if you're entering near the Milwaukee Public Market is the gorgeous Brighten the Passage murals under the freeway, which I think is just the best welcome. And then as you make your way down Broadway, you might see a sculpture from Sculpture Milwaukee. There are murals that are dotted throughout the landscape of the Third Ward. And then, we have just random public art that kind of pops up out of nowhere, which is, I think, the exciting part. You never know if there's going to be even a busker somewhere down Broadway, or you might be coming in to see a performance by Skylight Music Theater. These are all ways that we can be enjoying art beyond just the traditional painting.
The sculptures, the street lights, every little detail of the Third Ward is just my favorite. Whenever somebody comes from out of town, I immediately take them there. Is there anything new or something that's down the pipeline?
We always have something up our sleeve. I can definitely tell you that. Our next gallery night's coming up in April, and we have some really fantastic events that are happening there. But I would say, when we're thinking about what's new, MIAD is celebrating a huge anniversary this year. They're celebrating 50 years. They have a lot of events going on with their anniversary year. And if you haven't been to MIAD's galleries, they are open to the public. So, beyond the university experience, it's definitely something to check out. And there's always something new happening with the Odessa School of Fashion and over at the Marne Art and Culture Hub. I mean, literally, Marne programs almost every day of the week. So you can see something new every time you're coming into the neighborhood. And I always tell people, if you want to just go and experience art in the Third Ward at kind of a one-stop shop, go to the Marshall Building. There's literally dozens of galleries under one roof in the Marshall Building, so it really shouldn't be missed.
Jordan Deschambre with the Historic Third Ward Association. Such great stuff, Jordan. Thank you so much for being with us.
What a great honor. And again, love to celebrate culture and creativity here in Wisconsin. And now you can tell your friends from out of town we're number 5 in the country for arts districts in the Historic Third Ward. And the next gallery night and day, circle this on your calendar, April 19th and 20th, to stroll Third Ward and soak in all the artistic creativity. Tonight, she is awarded as Billboard's 2024 Women in Music Icon. She has the song you need to hear next on WTMJ.
Headed out west for a little play day.
Beverly launches from 3, and he knocks it down. A big-time bucket to tie this game.
It's the Bucks taking on the Warriors tonight. Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts at 8:30.
My teammates trust me, and defensively, we've been a headache.
Out top, Beverly knocks it free.
We are the home of the always playful Bucks.
Fire up a 3 for the win, and he hit it!
WTMJ.
Get 0% interest for up to 3 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. I'm Gina Della from Pella. Pella's free in-home consultations make replacing or redesigning your windows and doors easy. We go beyond just measuring and handing you a quote by listening and educating you on all of your product options. And with DesignWorks, you can see what your home will look like before you buy. Order by March 31st to get 0% interest for up to 3 years. Set your free consultation at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply.
Make this summer the best one yet. Let Fox World Travel plan your next family vacation. Whether it's a magical Disney escape, an all-inclusive resort in paradise, or a thrilling European adventure, we offer exclusive savings for your family. Enjoy exciting activities, educational experiences, or peaceful retreats where you can relax and recharge with our trusted partners like Globus Family of Brands, Disney, and Insight Vacations. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO to start planning your summer vacation today.
According to the U.S. debt clock, our debt is over $32 trillion and climbing. The question is, how do we pay it off? One of the most likely answers is increasing taxes. Now think about your retirement accounts. Do you want to pay taxes on some of that money now when rates are historically low, or later when rates are potentially higher? At Drake & Associates, we can help you create a plan so your retirement is tax efficient as possible. If you'd like to continue your education, we have our Retirement Ready Toolkit, which includes guides on retirement tax savings. To receive this complimentary toolkit, call or text TAX to 414-409-9982. That's calling or texting TAX to 414-409-9982. When taxes go up, will you be ready? Call or text now.
Investment advisory services provided by Drake & Associates, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance products are offered through a separate company, Loft Financial Advisory Group, LLC, a Wisconsin insurance agency. Clients are under no obligation to purchase any recommended insurance products.
Our mission is to protect and uphold our reputation. And when it comes to exterior remodeling, that kind of assurance is actually what counts the most.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
And now, feast your ears. This is the song you need to hear.
Most blokes are going to be playing at 10. These go to 11.
I am excited about this song. Ever since I learned that Kylie Minogue is going to become Billboard's 2024 Women in Music icon tonight, this song has been stuck in my head, which is appropriate. She is still touring. She's got a residency in Las Vegas that has sold out within minutes of announcement. This is Can't Get You Out of My Head. Kylie Minogue, it's the song you need to hear on What's on Tap.
Boy, it's more than I dare to think about.
Aussie musical artist that I admire. She's got a long career. It continues with her performances in Las Vegas with a residency at the Venetian, plus her resilience. She's a breast cancer survivor, cancer-free for nearly 20 years after being diagnosed in her 30s. Kylie Minogue, Billboard 2024 Women in Music Icon as Women's History Month continues. I'm Sandy. Thanks for listening. Meet you back here tomorrow night at 6. Go Marquette and go Bucks.
Heart disease won't stop us. Diabetes won't slow us down. Allergies, high blood pressure, shoulder pain, cancer. Nothing will keep us from pushing Wisconsin ahead. Because with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, forward progress is what we stand for. That means always pushing and always innovating. With new technologies and breakthrough treatments that make life better, whether we're sick or well. It means providing more convenience and more ways to receive medical excellence for all your health needs, for big and small. It means being there for you, our family, caring for yours. So let's keep raising the bar. Let's keep testing the limits of what medicine can do. Let's push ahead and make life here as great as it can be. Visit Freighter.com to find out how.
Hi, I'm Mike Gansey from Yancey & Associates. We're passionate about continuing on our mission to help more Wisconsin businesses create more success. If you have any questions about our insurance products or just want a second opinion about your insurance or employee benefits, I invite you to check out ANSI.com, or better yet, give us a call at Yancey & Associates. And let's have a conversation about your business and how we can help you secure, protect, and grow your version of the American dream.
The deeper the hole, the more damage you're going to cause, especially if you're driving around with low tire pressure.
We're talking about potholes, and if you're not careful, they'll spring up out of nowhere and bite you right in the keister.
We've fixed broken ball joints, broken control arms, blown struts, damaged wheel alignments.
You name it, we fixed it. That wheel alignment is an adjustment of your suspension, which is a system that connects your car to its wheels.
And when your alignment's off, you get uneven, premature tire wear, and we have a fix for that too.
If a pothole has bitten you where it hurts, come to Richlands for a professional evaluation by one of our ASE certified technicians.
And at the very least, we'll make sure you have the right amount of air pressure in your tires.
And remember, be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you've got good tread on your tires. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands, your
Due for Service.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richlands Tire and Service, such a refresh.